Thanks for checking out Chamber Web TV. This is Cambridge Votes 2014, a conversation with the candidates for the upcoming October 27th municipal election. And I'm Greg DeRocher, President and CEO of the Cambridge Chamber of Commerce. And it's my pleasure to sit down with Ward 1 candidate Terri Sopha. Terri, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
It's wonderful to have you come and visit us.
It's wonderful to be here.
That's great. Have you been out door knocking?
Not as of yet, but I will be.
Very good. You started to get your campaign literature done and signs
Little bits
done.
here and there. We're doing what we can. We've got some signs on the go, and they'll be out shortly.
You've never participated in a campaign before?
Never. No.
This is a brand new
This
experience?
is the first time. This is something new for me.
It's fun.
I'm hoping so.
It's got to be fun. Like, there's got to be people now that you're running into that you say, I'm running for Ward 1. And
Quite a few.
what's their reaction?
They're taken aback. They're wondering what's inspired me to do so, and
And that leads me to my first question, the toughest question any candidate will ever have in any election running for any office. And I hate to put you on the spot, but Terri Sopha,
yes.
why are you running?
I'm running because I'm tired of being force-fed decisions that I have no say in. If I have a little bit of a say in something, and it gets shot down, well then so be it. But at least I have the right to voice my opinion and voice the opinion of others.
Absolutely. Well, that's an honorable way to do it. How about your community experience? There's always something inside somebody that says, you know what, I love my community, or I want to prepare a better place for my children or my grandchildren, and that's kind of the motherhood and apple pie motives. Are those things, is Cambridge going to be your home forever and ever and ever?
As far as I know, it will be. It has been since 1982.
Mm-hmm. So you think that's certainly why I want to serve?
Absolutely. I have children that have grown up here. I gave birth to them in Toronto, but I've raised them here, and hoping, to see one day my grandchildren be raised here as well.
Ward 1 is a really interesting ward. When they rejigged it and actually made 2 wards in Hespeler, I found that to be the most interesting ward probably in the city. And the reason is you've got agriculture, you've got commercial, you've got industrial, you've got rural residential, and then you've got concentrated residential.
Yes.
You have there's no other sector you could possibly have, I guess, except mountains and streams.
Right.
That's about it. Does that excite you as an opportunity because of the diversity of your ward, or do you
Absolutely. It's the biggest ward to be able to have more voices and more of us to
And you'll get those
stand up.
diverse opinions too.
Yeah.
One day you'll be talking
Oh, of course. you get
downtown
all
core
kinds of-
stuff, and the next day you'll be talking about some farmer who's got a problem with pesticide spraying.
For sure.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Tell me something. What do you think the biggest issue facing Cambridge and other Ontario municipalities is today?
Obviously, infrastructure. I mean, that is one of the biggest things, and most certainly the roads. The roads are a big thing. More specifically, for Cambridge, I would say in my ward, you mean? The taxes. Taxes are a big thing. Taxes, I mean, there's 2 things in life that are guaranteed, is taxes and death. But we don't need to be taxed to death, right? Traffic, specifically in our ward, traffic's a big thing.
Yeah, I noticed, I guess my feelings going through your ward, actually, when you go down through Queen Street, the bypass has helped a little bit, but it seems to really intensify when there's construction down there.
Absolutely. And with the bridge being out right now at Speedsville, that's taking a lot.
Yeah.
Down by coming home from Toyota, people that live that work at Toyota and live down at Bishop Street, King Street. What's turning from 10-minute drive to a 45-minute drive.
You have no idea how many times I've turned the wrong way coming down Speedsville, thinking I can get over the bridge, and I think, oh shoot, I should know that bridge is out.
Absolutely.
And you know what? And Preston, because part of your ward is in Preston, I've always said that even to the candidates running in Ward 3, if you have an accident on a 401, it's King Street is bedlam.
Right.
Absolutely horrendous. In fact, you can tell instantly. We pull out of our lot, right away, if I see the traffic all jammed up going on the 401, I think, oh
Yeah.
gosh,
There we go again.
now I'm never gonna get anywhere.
Right.
It's a real problem, and I think it's, you know, it's obvious access points, but also it's about the infrastructure, you know, and what we can do and
Again.
what we can't do.
Right.
You know, we've got some candidates talking about closing off-ramps and things like that, and I'm just not so certain that that's the answer, but,
Probably not.
you know. So is the single biggest issue in your ward, do you think, traffic congestion?
That and the dam, the Preston Dam.
Ah, the infamous dam.
Yes. I believe it's a part of Preston, has been for many
Well,
years.
you've grown up here. Can
I
you
have.
imagine Riverside Park without?
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. It needs to be there.
I know. I ask a
needs
ton
to
of
be there.
people. You know, can you imagine Riverside Park just being a river going through there and not? I don't know what would happen with the banks. I don't know what it would look like when it's just a river.
I don't know why we would have to find that out.
Yeah. Well. I've
should.
also said to some, mostly the candidates, I think most of the candidates that are in the Ward 3 district, which really that's in yours, not in
Right.
their district, but everybody in Preston is all about Riverside Park. That's you know, that's Preston's park, so to speak.
That's right.
But, you know, I've often said, why haven't I seen the studies or analyzing why they don't put hydro generation on that dam and use the revenue from the hydro generation to pay for the dam reconstruction? I
Oh,
think
that's a good idea.
doesn't that make sense?
Absolutely.
We need hydro,
We do need hydro.
cheaper hydro.
Cheap.
Like
Yes.
we need cheaper taxes, but we can't, you know, and that's the other, you talked about infrastructure, when I asked you about, and that in fact, is where we were leading with that question, to really get an understanding of candidates who are running, if they really know what the biggest issue is. And the biggest issue is, you know, we have an infrastructure deficit we're talking about, you know, down the road. We'll have an accumulative need of $140 million of pipes that need to be fixed. And
For sure.
how do we do that? You can't double my property taxes because I'd be mad.
Yep.
And really mad.
Yes.
And so you don't want to see me mad and really mad, because generally I'm not. So I must get really, really mad when I get mad. So what you know, why don't we get more of the gas tax? Why don't we get other levels of government helping us pay for this infrastructure? Because this is a common problem. This is not just Cambridge's issue. This is every
Everybody's
municipality's
problem. Right.
issue. But why do you not think that we should be sitting down and asking for more money?
Of course, that's, I mean, what else are we supposed to do?
You're a lot younger than I am, but when I was probably a lot younger than you are now, I remember gas tax on a liter of gas, or a gallon at that time, was meant to pay for road infrastructure. And now I think federal and provincial governments have just moved that into general revenue, and they spit out little bits and pieces where they
can.
But I really think that at some point we need a coordinated effort where municipalities stand up and say, hey, we have roads and we have pipes, and you know, I think there was one in your ward the other day on Guelph Avenue. There was a water main burst or something, and they opened it up, and it was 100-year-old
Pipes, yeah,
Pipes.
underneath, yeah. That's definitely, from what I've heard from people that I have spoken to, that's one of their biggest concerns,
Yeah.
is the pipes.
Yeah.
Because it's just time.
And you know, while we hate to throw all kinds of money into the ground and we never get to see it, those are important things so that we can build the stuff above ground that keeps us happy
Exactly.
and smiling all the time. Yeah. Frankly, Terry, the Cambridge Chamber of Commerce always, but you know, we're looking for candidates that have these big, bold ideas, not just for the next 4 years, but carry us over well beyond that. What's Terri Sopha's big, bold idea?
I think the only thing that I really have focused on is thinking about how we can utilize Riverside Park to its full potential. That's a big piece of property there. And we have a lot of people that do come and use Riverside Park. Is there something that we can put in the park that will be able to, again, utilize the property and utilize and find something to bring in different walks of life? I mean, when they put in the skate park, well, it eliminated a lot for the kids, because they had a place to be able to draw on their wall and skate and not be all over the older buildings and the cenotaph. So
Yeah.
I mean, that helped out. Then they brought in the bike ramps. So a lot of kids are off the streets and not playing on the streets and being destructful.
Yeah,
So Riverside Park still has that much more land.
yeah.
Why not find something
And
to
you
do
know,
with that?
you're right, when you talk about the size of Riverside Park, you know, there's no place else in Cambridge where you could have the Canada Day celebrations.
Right.
It's just no place. It's
No.
the biggest single place to go. So
Right.
maybe there are other things that we can bring there that maybe celebrate, you know, the community to some degree, but maybe more importantly, create opportunities for people to go and be entertained.
Right.
You know, I think
Yeah.
that's great.
Entertainment's a big thing.
This thing they did in Kitchener, the big music,
Music thing.
that was,
Yeah.
I guess,
I
amazing.
heard a lot about
didn't
it.
go, but
I didn't get a chance to go, but I heard a lot
I usually
about
stay
it.
away from those when there's big loud music, and at my age anyway. Turn the hearing aids down, I suppose. But anyway, the chamber, as you may or may not know, was opposed to LRT. We weren't opposed to LRT because we didn't think people should have public transportation. We believe in public transportation. However, we were opposed to it because we didn't want to pay for something we likely would never see.
Right.
And more importantly, we didn't think the technology was the right technology, given it's a streetcar, not something out of the box.
Right.
Nor was it the right time. We're still only a population of 550,000. They tell us that these LRT things really aren't effective until you're over 1 million people. That'll be a long time down the road. However, it's here and it's going to stay, and we have a Liberal government who said maybe we can, you know, speed that up. We've got a member of the Liberal government in our riding here in Cambridge now. There is maybe the possibility, but we still have to demonstrate we need it. So how do we, as a community, come together and implement strategies or methodologies that can increase ridership on public transportation, so maybe we can have the LRT we have to pay for?
I definitely was not in favor of the LRT as well, because we were paying for something that, you know, we don't know when we're going to get. But moving forward, it's coming. So we might as well just all pull together and try to figure out a way to make things, you know, as best as possible.
Do you think the GO, you know, there's a lot of talk about GO Transit too coming to somewhere.
Yep.
In fact, I heard a rumor that they actually wanted the GO terminal to actually line up with the proposed future LRT line. Do you think
Right.
something like that would inspire more public transportation ridership?
Absolutely. And who wouldn't want GO? I mean,
Yeah.
it's perfect. Not only does it help emissions, it helps the environment, it helps traffic. There's carpooling. It's beneficial.
Have you ever ridden GO?
I absolutely have.
Have you?
Yes, I used to clean them as well.
Oh, really?
I used to drive them.
Are you kidding me? I've got a
Absolutely.
GO driver here?
Well, no, I wasn't a GO driver. I was the little person that cleaned them all and made them spiffy and sparkly.
Oh,
and
very
took care of
good.
it. Yes.
You know what? I've said I've never ridden GO. But only because, and I'll tell you why, is for me to drive down the 401, I get to Milton, I got to turn off or go to Burlington, whatever.
Right.
Park in a parking lot, go in and buy a ticket, jump on the train. You know, that just, to me, it just sounded, I'm sitting in my car, I may as well just keep going.
Right.
However, I've often said that GO could probably find new riders like me if we had the service right here, and I could go into Toronto and have my meeting, because I usually meet down around Queen's Park, so it's right down near downtown.
Yes.
I could take that GO and get back here by lunchtime, or if it's a late day meeting, I don't have to worry about getting out of Toronto by 2 o'clock. I can
Right.
stay there till 5 and take the train back comfortably. Do you think that they'd find new riders? So it's not just the riders that commute now, but new riders that would use it?
Absolutely. I absolutely believe that. I myself have used it to, my father's taken my kids down to the museums down
Yeah.
in Toronto, and he used the GO train. He drove
Mhm.
as far as Milton. So if it's here, and there's other people that have appointments or they have things in Toronto, they have that opportunity to do so if they don't have a vehicle.
And if you worked on them, you would know that they're well used.
They are well used and they're well taken care of as well.
And that's good to know as well. Tell me something, Terri, where do you see Cambridge in 25 years?
Hopefully productive, hopefully a safe place for people, an honest place to live, and hopefully just all around, you know, something for a community that comes together, and a
A
community
livable
that,
community.
right, somebody that's, you know, somewhere that you're going to feel safe.
Yeah. I had another politician in the region steal my line, but I always used to say that Cambridge is the center of the universe.
Oh,
You know,
well, it's the center of
yeah,
our
we're,
universe.
yes, it certainly is.
Yeah.
We're on Canada's busiest highway.
We
It
are,
dissects us. You know, we're a day's drive from the wealthiest population in the world. Where else would you want to live than the center of the universe? So
Right.
I think Cambridge is it. I'm really excited, Terry. You probably are surprised at this, but I'm an older guy that's kind of geeky, and I can't wait to get the next device, you know, and I'm not an iPhone user, but otherwise I'd be standing in line right now trying to get my iPhone 6. That's what I am. But I love the technology, and I've often said the internet's 25 years old, over 25 years old.
Right.
It's the 21st century. I can do my banking online. I can trade stocks and shares online. I can do all kinds of things online, but I can't vote online. So maybe if Cambridge City Council didn't do one thing good over the last 4 years, maybe the one thing they did do good is make online voting accessible in this election. What do you think?
I think it's fantastic.
Good.
Those people that can't get out to vote, they have that opportunity
Yeah.
to do so. Those people that are going to have an operation 2 weeks before the vote, they need to be able to vote as well.
Well, I've told everybody that if you follow me on Facebook or friend me on Facebook, you're going to see a picture of me on October the 11th. I'm going to post it. My wife's going to take a picture of me voting in my pajamas.
Okay.
And I'm going to put it online and tell the entire community, put your jammies on, go vote.
I'm
And
all for that.
I think it's just wonderful. I think it's about time. Yeah. It's been a great conversation, Terry.
Well, thank you. It's been great being
Do
here.
you have any last words for the voters of Ward 1?
People in Ward 1, vote for me, Terri Sopha, because I'm not afraid to say no.
Oh, there you go, folks. Thanks again for checking out Chamber Web TV. This is Cambridge Votes 2014, a conversation with the candidates for the October 27th municipal election. Again, I'm Greg DeRocher, and it's been wonderful to sit down with Ward 1 candidate Terri Sopha. Terry,
Thank you.
all the best.
Thank you.